close to the end here, but the seventh beatitude is this: "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." And this one is really powerful because all through the Hebrew scriptures, in fact, all through most of human history, the guiding principle when it comes to making peace has been lex talionis, or the law of retaliation. This idea that the punishment must fit the crime, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This has been the governing human principle for most of human history. It's what has allowed us to maintain some semblance of social order, even in the face of evil. But now in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is going to upend even our most powerful, our most deeply embedded rules. The lex talionis gets thrown out, and Jesus says that to an evil person, to someone who slaps you, you turn the other cheek. To someone who demands you go a mile, you go two. That ultimately what we are really trying to do is not find retribution that matches the offense, but instead to bring peace, to create peace, even at cost to ourselves. And here Jesus says that those who do this are following in the footsteps of God. They are the children of God, because this is what God does. In fact, this is what all of Jesus' ministry and life, eventually his death, is about. That Jesus is willing to be scapegoated. Jesus is willing to have our violence and our retribution absorbed into his story and not to pay it back, so that Jesus can show us another way forward. There is more than just retaliation in the world. There is the way of peace, the way of peacemaking, the way of love and the way of grace, and the way of the one who illuminates us to our scapegoating tendencies in the world. This is what it means to be children of God. It means to follow in the footsteps of God. It means to be like God in the world, not only dealing out retribution for pain, but finding new ways to call injustice out, to highlight injustice in the world, to actively take direct, nonviolent action against everything that is wrong in the world, but to do it not with more violence, not with more retribution, not with more of what the world has already descended into, but with a new way that leads towards real and true and lasting peace. This is Jesus saying that when you understand everything that God is up to in the world, it will transform how you look at everything, including violence and injustice, and it will lead you to a new way to overcome, to contrast, and ultimately to disarm the power of violence in the world.